Let's fucking go.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Guy Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to talk about the news, or the reported news, that Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool may be in Avengers Doomsday. Now this isn't a shocker. At the very least, he is going to be in Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars. First of all, Deadpool is one of the biggest characters in Marvel's pantheon now. He's right up there with, he's not quite Spider-Man or Iron Man or even fucking Batman or Superman, but he's right below that. He is a multi-billion, he's a multi-billion dollar franchise. I believe because Deadpool and Wolverine made $1.2 billion. So he's basically, outside of Spider-Man No Way Home, it's the only MCU movie. Deadpool is the holder of the only MCU movie since Phase 4 and 5 that made $1 billion. The hype for Deadpool is real. The hype for Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is real. And Deadpool and Wolverine obviously ended on a note that kind of set up the idea of the wider multiverse. I mean, for Christ's sakes, the movie started off with him visiting freaking Happy Hogan and talking to him about being a member of the Avengers. So he literally visited the proper MCU Earth main timeline. And the entirety of Deadpool and Wolverine was about him wanting to matter and feeling like the only way he could matter is if he entered the MCU proper timeline. Now, by the end of that movie, he ended up saving his reality, saving his timeline, and it's sort of heavily hinted that he replaced his, what do they call it in Deadpool and Wolverine? Like center, oh man, like anchor being. He replaced the anchor being of his universe, which was Wolverine. It sort of insinuated Deadpool replaced it. But the Deadpool world is kind of timeline is kind of weird anyways, because it's kind of weird anyways because it's so loosey-goosey about what is in that reality. First, I mean, you get appearances from X-Men's, but it's like, is this really the same universe as the James McAvoy Fassbender X-Men? Maybe. Is this a different universe because that version of Colossus isn't seen anything in any other thing? So it's a weird universe. The Deadpool universe is already kind of weird and already kind of loosey-goosey with its connections to the X-Men, obviously, because it's R-rated, so Fox didn't know if they wanted to have that connection be true or not. But I digress. So its universe is its own thing, and he saves his timeline. But obviously, if Dr. Doom is going to be going around, which we don't really know what Doom's grand plan is, we know it has something to do with Franklin, because he's probably going to end up kidnapping Franklin. Probably, but we know it has something to do with Franklin. We know it has something to do with with the multiverse and incursions, whatever. We know it has something to do with that, but we don't know what he's gonna do. More than likely, based off the Secret War comics, both Secret War comics, the old one and the newish one, he's probably gonna go around. He's probably gonna rewrite the world, rewrite the timeline, the multiverse, and create his own perfect utopia of what he views as the perfect reality, where Doom's on top. That's probably what he's gonna do. And in that process, he has to fuck with these other universes, and the Deadpool universe would be one that he would fuck with. Have the opportunity to have Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool bounce off of the characters in the MCU would be a delight. To have that Deadpool bouncing off of Spider-Man, bouncing off of Captain America, Falcon and Captain America, Sam Wilson's Captain America. To have him bouncing off of Bucky, to have him bouncing off Yelena, to have him bouncing off of all of these Avengers characters, to have him bouncing off Shuri, to have him bouncing off of Thor, like Hulk. I mean, all of these characters, it is a fun... There's obviously some fun to be had. Because even in the comics, when one of Deadpool's main motivations is to become an Avenger, because becoming an Avenger means that he's a real hero. That he's actually become a hero. And that's actually kind of a plot point in the comics for him. And at certain points, some versions of Deadpool actually he actually he actually funds the Avengers with his merch money, certain versions of Deadpool. And Deadpool's an interesting character anyways in the comics and the way he interacts with characters, because he interacts differently with different characters. Like, he interacts with Wolverine differently than he interacts with Thor, differently than he interacts with Captain America. In fact, funny thing is, he respects the fuck out of Captain America, or in particularly, he respects the fuck out of Steve Rogers. He respects the fuck out of Steve Rogers, and him and Wolverine, as you've seen, obviously have an interesting relationship. But his relationship with Spider-Man is also fascinating. By the way, I do think that the door is open, because I don't think Marvel's going to stop having MCU character appear in Spider-Man movies. There's a chance. Now, I'm not saying a good one, but depending on how Deadpool is executed in these movies, because one thing for sure that's not going to happen is he is not going to be R-rated, okay? He's not going to be dropping F-bombs. He's not going to be cutting people's heads off. He's not going to be blood spurting all over the place. He's going to tone him down. Because the big question has always been, how do you have him interact in PG-13 movies and not be hardcore? Now, we are going to get a glimpse of that with how they handle the Punisher in Spider-Man Brave New Day. Because of how they handle the Punisher. I've always thought it's not that big of a deal. Like, particularly with like the Punisher characters, like hardcore characters like the Punisher. I'm like, all you gotta do is just not show it. Boom. All you gotta do is have him. He can't curse. He can't say the curse word. He can say the F-bomb once. I think he can like say it once or twice. I can't remember. You can't. Don't have him curse, and don't show the violence, and don't actually show it. When he shoots somebody in the face, you can have the sound effect. You can have the sound effect. You can have like a blurry red stain in the back, like you can't really see it. There's a lot of tricks and stuff you can do to still get across the violence of a character without actually having to show it. So I've never really worried about that part of it. But so much of Deadpool is his vulgarness and over-the-top nature, this Bugs Bunny-esque nature that he has, Looney Tune-esque nature, and him acknowledging stuff. But I suppose the workaround that is him acknowledging that he can't curse, that he can't say stuff. In fact, I can even see him having an entire plot line in the movie where he's trying to curse, but he can't until they let him curse. Like, they save the one F-bomb or whatever, or shit, or F-bomb in the movie for Deadpool to build up to finally say. And he's like, yes, I did. Like, just have him acknowledge that he's in a PG-13 movie. That's how I always thought it was going to go. But the thing is, we will find out, depending on how he is treated in one of these Avengers movies, because there's a rumor out that he wasn't teasing it. He's going to be in either one of these Avengers movies. Maybe he might not be in both of them, but he's going to be in one of them. But depending on how they execute this, Deadpool could be the next co-star in the next Spider-Man movie. You heard it here. Ryan Reynolds himself said that he doesn't want to make another Deadpool movie, but he is game to appear and co-star or whatever in someone else's movie, because then he doesn't have to do as much. He doesn't have to be as all invested, because like his whole thing was why he really doesn't want to make another Deadpool movie for a while is because he is a co-writer. He's he's a co-writer and a producer on this, including starring in this. So it's just so much, and it's such a big project that he said he just kind of wanted to relax. And I believe him. I take him at his word. I do believe Ryan Reynolds doesn't want to come back and do another Deadpool movie for a while. But I also do believe him when he says he's cool coming back and being in other people's movies or being on team-up movies, because it's not all on him. He's just a part of the team. He's just here to do his thing, and then he gets to go out. You know, he gets to just do the press. He gets to be just a member of the thing. But Ryan Reynolds coming back to team up with Tom Holland in another Spider-Man movie as Deadpool, I think that could happen. And I think we might get a first glimpse of that in Doomsday or Secret Wars. We will see. There's rumors out there that there might be another announcement, of cast announcement on the 27th. I don't know where that came from, but I saw it out there. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Either way, I'm excited for this, because this is the dream, man. We've all been waiting to see Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool on screen with the rest of the Avengers, with the rest of the cast of the MCU, seeing him interact with other heroes. Now, it's not like he hasn't interacted with other superpowered beings, but seeing him interact with other heroes, it's going to be exciting. If you think you guys joined the Copycat Movie Show, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And what do you think? Are you excited about the chances of Deadpool being in both Avengers movies? Comment below and let me know. Thank you guys again. See ya.